That looks good.
Hello, everyone. I'm Liz Daniels. I'm your blended family coach, your blended family strategist. And tonight or today or whenever you're watching, we're going to talk about 5 things you need to know before dating someone with kids. 5 things that you need to know before dating someone with kids or children. Okay, so let's start off. First thing, you must identify some deal breakers. You have to determine what are your deal breakers. You must decide beforehand what are your deal breakers. Okay? Let's talk about some things that maybe you haven't considered or maybe you haven't even thought about. Okay? The number of kids. The number of kids. Before you start dating with someone with kids, you need to first determine or decide, do they have too many kids? You know, I can tolerate 1 kid, 2 kids, 5 kids. You determine that before dating. So that should be your criteria before dating someone, okay? I'll date someone, you know, but they can't have any more than 2 kids or 1 kid or 5 kids. You determine that because that helps eliminate issues later on, because once you push past your own self-conscious, as it were, or your core value of that thing that you not willing to do, then you get over into some issues. You get over into some issues because you know what? That's not something that you wanted. That's not something that you wanted. That's not something that you wanted to do. Okay, we may swing back around and talk about that some more, but let's talk about another one. Do they have a special need child? You need to consider that. Some people do have special need children. Some people have children that's highly active or have mental delays or autism or, you know, some type of behavior issue. And you need to consider that. You need to consider that. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. What I'm saying to you is that those are things that you need to consider before dating someone with children. That's something you need to consider. Is this something I'm going to be able to deal with long term? Is this something that I'm going to be able to handle? Is this something I'm going to be able to tolerate? Because in some cases, I knew of a lady that she had a special need child, and dating was an issue for her because her child needed 24-hour care. Some children do need 24-hour care. Some children are on medication, you know, and you know, to help assist them with their behaviors. So these are things that you need to consider. You really need to consider those things. Okay, what else? Behavior issues. We talked about the behavior issues. Are the kids out of control? Are they well behaved? Do they listen? Do they follow instructions? Are they baby kids? Are they all over the place? These are things that you need to consider. Does the mom or does the dad have good control over their kids? Do they listen to the mom? Do they listen to the dad? These are things that you need to look at, and these are things that you need to see, and these are things that you need to consider. And in my own personal life, I remember when I started dating my husband, and I've been married over 35 years, 36 plus years. And that was one of the things that he later told me. See, men be looking women, or men, shall I say, women be looking. They're looking at things. And my husband told me that was one thing that he was highly impressed, because that was something that was one of his deal breakers. He didn't want to deal with, you know, kids that would spoil kids, kids that were kids that didn't get disciplined. That was something that was a deal breaker for him. He was not willing to deal with that, and that I had my kids well behaved and well mannered, and so that was something that actually helped attract him to me, because he saw that I had my kids well mannered and well behaved. And so just a little extra caveat out there for you women and you guys. When you're looking to date someone or you're looking to marry someone, they're going to be looking at how well behaved your kids are, because you inherit, when you get married, you inherit those issues. You inherit those problems. You inherit that. It's going to be in your household. It's going to be in your life. It's going to be in your family, and you're going to have to deal with it. You might not think you will, but you will. Even if the child is not living with you permanently or all the time, they come over for visits. They come over during their times. And so you're going to have to deal with that. So those are things that you need to consider. Okay, what's another thing? I think that was the third thing. Okay, absentee father or mother. Absentee father or mother. Those are things that you need to consider. Is the biological father or the biological mother in this child's life? Are they one of those pop in and pop out parents? Are they a holiday parent? Are they a part-time parent? On special occasions, parents. These are things that you need to consider. These are things that you need to think about. These are questions. These are conversations that needs to be had before you even start dating someone. It's very important. Overbearing parents. Is this a parent that's overbearing? Is that something that you'll be able to handle? Are you going to be dealing with a helicopter parent? They're out there. Okay, let's keep moving. What's the fifth thing? Are you ready to step into the role of a parent? Are you ready? These are things that you need to consider before you start dating someone with kids. Are you ready to step into that role? Because ultimately, the goal should be move past courtship or dating into marriage. And so, are you ready to step into that role? I'm being a mother. I'm being a parent. I'm being a father. Remember, you're not taking the place of the child's biological parent. You're just stepping in. You're stepping up and being a mother and being a father. Is that something that you want to do? Are you ready for that role? Have you thought about it? Have you considered it? No biased parenting. You have to be a non-biased parent. You can't, like say if, for instance, or say if you're dating a young lady and she has like 2 or 3 kids, and you're going to like one kid, but you don't like the other one, and it shows. Can't do that. Or you like one, maybe if they got 2 different fathers, you may like one father, but you don't like the other. And it could be vice versa. It could be the woman. She could like one mother and don't like the other mother. You got to these are things that you need to consider, and these are things that you need to think about before you start dating someone with kids. Because what happened is, these things come later. Once feelings are involved, once emotions are involved, once you really start getting into a person, you really start liking a person, and you want to go to the next level, and all these things start popping up that you didn't even think about. So I'm giving you a heads up. I lived it. I've been through it. And so I want to give you a heads up on that. 5 things. There's a whole lot more. And we're going to talk about them. Keep following my channel. Keep liking my channel. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep posting. This is only going to be like like a part one. And we're going to keep going down the list of things. Not trying to discourage you from getting married or dating. I'm just trying to get you to think. Because the person that you may be dating maybe is something that you haven't even considered, you haven't even thought about. Because we don't want to build a relationship with a child and later on you're like, it's not going to go, it's not going to go anywhere. And then the child, not only does the adult deal with breakup, the child deals with breakup too. Especially if the child doesn't have the biological father or mother is in their life. They connect. Children connect real easily. They connect. They attach real easily. And so you have to consider that. So what are we talking about? 5 things to know before dating someone with children or a child. Make a comment below and tell me what's some things that you want to talk about. What's some things that you ran into while dating someone with kids. We're going to talk about it and we're going to discuss it. This is for entertainment purposes only. Just throwing out some wisdom, throwing out some tidbits, but ultimately you make the decision. You make the choice. But use what God gave you. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in.